Online file backup. It seems so impractical, uploading hundreds or even thousands of gigabytes of files just in the off chance that if your house gets hit by a hurricane and all your hard drives get flooded, you have a way to restore your data. Is it really necessary? And what's the best way to back up files to a server? In this video, I'm going to be sharing the best online backup solution for your computer. Whether you have no file backup, a local file backup, or an online file backup that's a hassle, finding a practical file backup solution can seem impossible. In all of this, you might be asking yourself why you can't just use Dropbox or Google Drive or another cloud platform. After all, they do offer tools to automatically back up your files. And if you have less than 100 gigabytes of data to back up, this is probably fine. But as your needs for storage grow, then the problems begin with these solutions. Number one, you're gonna have to pay for storage. If you have 8 terabytes of data like me, that means paying $20 a month or more for enterprise versions of Google Drive or Dropbox. And as you do start to back up terabytes of data, file restore becomes a huge concern. What if I had an 8 terabyte hard drive that failed and I had to download all 8 terabytes of data? I'm going to download that from the internet? Is it going to split it into multiple zip files? Then what? I open the zip files and try to piece back together the drive structure? It would be a headache. There has to be a solution to be able to get my files on a drive, plug it into my computer, and be back in business. A proper backup system needs a way to receive a drive with your files in the mail. That way, if you have a drive fail that's 8 terabytes, you get a hard drive mailed to you with your data, plug it in, copy the data over, send the drive back, and you're back in business. It's simply not acceptable to only be able to download files if you need to restore files if you have more than 100 gigabytes of data. Enter Backblaze. Backblaze is an online file backup solution for Mac and Windows that's $7 a month for unlimited storage. It's super easy to set up. Download the trial at the link in the description below, select which drives you want it to back up, and it's automatically going to back up all of your files in the background. Even if you turn off your computer while it's backing up files, the next time you turn it on, it simply picks up where it left off. It's carefree and it's really easy to get started. Backblaze is not to be confused with cloud syncing platforms like Google Drive or Dropbox. It is not a file collaboration system. In other words, you can't upload files to Backblaze and send a link to your friend and have them conveniently download it. It's not a black hole for having unlimited cloud storage where you can offload a bunch of files from your drive and clear up drive space. The general rule is that if you store it, Backblaze will back it up. So they'll back up 18 terabytes of data for you, but only if you have an 18 terabyte hard drive that you're storing it on locally. That keeps everything fair and makes sure you don't try to use Backblaze as something that it's not. So what does Backblaze do? It backs up your computer's internal drives and any external drives you specify. This is an insane value if you're a freelancer, photographer, videographer, a creative, anyone who has a lot of data. I have an 18 terabyte external drive and Backblaze will back up all of it. The only catch is you have to have that drive plugged in at least once every 30 days. So if you're thinking you're going to put 10 archive drives on a shelf and never think about them again and they'll be backed up to Backblaze, that's not true. You have to be plugging them in regularly, otherwise Backblaze is going to delete the files. It's also worth noting that you cannot back up network drives. If you have a NAS system, you have to use Backblaze B2, which is their enterprise product, and with Backblaze B2, you have to pay per gigabyte that you back up. When you need to restore files, you can either download files or have the files sent to you in the mail. Backblaze charges $99 for a 256 gigabyte flash drive or $189 for an 8 terabyte external hard drive. If this seems like a ripoff, it kind of is, if you don't return the drive and mail it back. See, the great thing is you can treat this almost like a security deposit. Backblaze will charge you for the flash drive or external hard drive, they'll mail it to you, you can actually copy all of your files off the drive to your own drive, mail the Backblaze drive back, and get a full refund. This means the effective cost of restoring your files by mail is essentially a refundable deposit of $99 or $189 plus the cost of return shipping. So walking away from a catastrophic drive failure, only having to pay to ship a hard drive back to Backblaze, I think is a fair price. Backblaze also has 30-day file history included in the base plan. File history gives you two main benefits. One, if you deleted a file 2 weeks ago and you cleared it from your recycle bin and you decide you need it back, you can go into Backblaze for 30 days from when that file was deleted, restore it, download it, and you're back in business. Two, you can also access earlier versions of files. So if you open a Word document and accidentally backspace everything and save over it, file history with Backblaze allows you to restore an older version of that file up to 30 days old, so that way you can be back in business as if that mishap never even happened. So you might be wondering if Backblaze is really right for you. I get it, it's easy to think hard drive failure won't happen to you until it does, and it's too late to go back and back up your files after it's already failed. I've personally had 2 hard drives fail in my life so far, and one of those hard drives I was only able to recover the files because of Backblaze. I am so thankful that I signed up for Backblaze and started using it before it was too late, so when I did have a hard drive failure, I got that drive shipped to me, plugged it in, copied the files over, and I was back in business. Speaking of hard drive failures, Backblaze actually publishes statistics on this, and they've been doing so since 2013. You can go to their blog and check out all the stats on hard drive failures, how long they last, when they're most likely to fail. It's actually very interesting. The pitch for Backblaze has been strong in this video, but that's because it just works. This video is not sponsored by Backblaze, and I have personally been paying for my own service for many years. You could look at competitors like Carbonite, iDrive, or Acronis, but a lot of these competitors have multiple plans, which complicates which one you need, and a lot of them are also charging you for storage. I love that Backblaze has unlimited storage. It's really no nonsense. And you might be thinking, Christian, what about using a local backup solution? What's wrong with the backup tool built into Windows 11 or Time Machine for Mac? Why can't I just plug in another hard drive and have the files automatically copied to there? And the answer is, there's not necessarily a problem with doing this. After all, local file backup is going to give you the fastest restore time of any backup solution, but I see 2 issues here. One, you have to buy double the storage of what you typically need. So if you have a lot of files like me, that means having 16 terabytes worth of hard drives instead of just 8 terabytes. The other problem, and this is the bigger one here, is that you need the backup drive with you at all times, otherwise you're missing out on having the latest backup. If you travel a lot, if you're on the go, if you have, say, an 8 terabyte external drive that's portable, you carry it along with you, you travel, you go somewhere, you're working on important files, boom, that's the time that your hard drive decides to crash. If you didn't plug in your backup drive while you were at that coffee shop, none of those files are backed up. But with an online file backup like Backblaze, everything is backed up all the time as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi. And imagine this, what if you're doing everything by the book, you have your main drive and your backup drive at a coffee shop with you, both of them are plugged in, everything is backing up on the spot, but maybe you put your laptop away, you put your drives back in your backpack, you have to go use the bathroom or do something, you come out, your backpack's stolen. That's a tough situation to be in because your local backup, everything that you had, all of your files, they're gone. With a solution like Backblaze, with an offsite backup, that's not a problem. You don't have to worry about getting drives stolen. You don't have to worry about a natural disaster. Your files are going to be protected even if the worst happens. If you'd like to get started with Backblaze, I have a link to a free trial in the description below. So what do you use for file backup? Is everything stored off-site? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you like this video, do be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss when I release new videos. With that said, I will catch you guys next time.